Oh boy, they're just having too much fun in chat.
Oh, really are.
Oh my God, I'm listening to myself. I hate that. Oh my goodness. Hello everybody. Welcome in. Good to see you guys. It's been 2 weeks. Too bad none of those ads work, unfortunately, in our chat room. But maybe someday if we don't stream once every 2 weeks, right? So welcome back. Hermes is back, of course. It was just me and Nick Nack last week. Hermes, what were you doing in your absence?
I was attending a Renaissance fair in Michigan and having a lot of fun doing so.
Holy cow. How was it? Because I don't think I've ever been.
It was good. It was a lot of fun. It was a chaotic weekend, which I'll be real, it hampered it a little bit for me, but it was still fun.
Okay. Well, what happened, if you don't mind me asking? I don't know if you don't want to answer. That's okay. I'm just curious.
So, when traveling, if anybody ever travels to Chicago, apparently, tow yards just buy lots and just leave them empty. That way they can tow you and then charge you money, which, that is horrible, and that's the most fucking American thing I've ever heard.
So they had a lot. A tow yard had a lot that you parked in, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, it was an empty lot.
So they towed you.
There was only one sign.
Okay.
And it was on the back end of the lot facing the incorrect direction to where people would be able to see it.
Of course. What is the minimum required probably signage? Yep. Well, I'm sorry that happened to you. That absolutely sucks. But
it's fine.
You had a good time at the Ren Fair, I'm hoping, right?
Yeah.
Did you go with a bunch of people or just yourself?
It was just me and a friend.
Awesome.
And she made it a great time. So
cool. Very, very cool.
Dress up?
Yes, we did. I dressed up as my monk D&D character, and she had the whole Renaissance fair dress, and yeah, it was fun.
Sweet.
That's cool. Nick Nack, what about you? What have you been doing the last couple of weeks?
I followed him to the Ren Fair.
Oh, obviously, and towed his car.
I don't know.
Oh, just a blur. I get it.
It's really just like I worked and went home, and then now I'm here.
That is my life in a nutshell, right? Currently, God. I feel like that is what has kept me from streaming, but that's a perfect wrapped up in a nice little package and explanation of mine too.
We did this 2 weeks ago and I didn't do anything? Surely
I did
something.
Let me check my activity from Google. They track where you go. So
I told them to track me.
Yeah. You're like, hey, remind me where I went, please. Thank you.
What did I do? Google help?
Yeah.
Awesome. I don't know what I did.
Well, hey, I missed having everybody here. I don't know if Nick Nack will figure out what he ended up doing the last 2 weeks, but if he does, we'll talk about it. If not,
you know what it was? It was that expired green tea. It transported me to this week.
It just fast forwarded everything and just made your brain all cloudy and forgetful. That's okay. You took a risk, and here we are, right? Here we are.
Look how I'm rewarded.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about. There's been some big news, some positives, some negatives, a lot of different stuff across the entire gaming landscape, if you will. But I cherry picked some pretty popular topics over the last couple of weeks. But first things I wanted to start with is June and the release schedule for June. I don't know if this is the new November or what. At least this year, it feels like the new November because everybody usually waits for holidays and things like that. But June seems massive with the names, at least the titles and the weight that they carry in the month of June is huge. Of course, you've got one that just launched today, which is Street Fighter 6, which if part of the FGC or the fighting community or whatever, that's a huge one. And it's apparently being well received by everybody. It's reviewing really well. So if fighting games are your thing, that's a huge one for there. What's weird? It also feels like it's also trying to be October with the amount of horror games that they're releasing. So Amnesia: The Bunker is a new game in that series, if you will, or franchise, releasing on the 6th. So next Tuesday, or this coming Tuesday. And that same day is Diablo 4. So like dark, gritty kind of, you know what I mean? And then also Layers of Fear releases June 15th. So that's the newest version in that franchise. It feels like they were like, you know what? We're not going to do the October thing this year. We're just going to pick a day in the summer when it's nice and shiny outside for longer. So people don't have to be too scared, the entire time they're playing.
Yeah. That's actually really nice of them.
Yeah. To take that deep thought and hey, maybe we're not going to scare you too much. The game is going to be terrible enough. Terrible as in scary, not terrible as in bad quality.
Yeah.
They're not going to be a Gollum or a Redfall, hopefully. We have, which we will touch on Lord of the Rings Gollum here in a little bit. I can't wait to talk about all the different stuff, the memes, the TikToks I've seen from the game and how it's running. It's just going to be a good conversation.
Can you do that conversation with your Gollum?
I can't actually. I don't think I've ever brought that impersonation to life, but it would be dog shit, and I would never live it down.
Well, we could all just
we could
5 seconds. We could just try 5 seconds.
But
you have to go first though.
Oh, okay. And continuing that whole dark, gritty kind of atmosphere or genres. Well, not genre, but type of game. Aliens: Dark Descent. So another kind of type of horror thriller, if you will. And then rounding it out is a pretty giant one with Final Fantasy 16. It's just a huge month, which is cool because I think it's good to see people utilizing the other months than the fall, trying to get the holiday stuff. So are any of those games you guys are going to play personally or anything like that? Or is just kind of big titles you guys stay away from? I'll start with whoever is eager to talk.
I don't think I'm going to play any of them, but I know I have a lot of friends who are super into Diablo, just the series.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to imagine I will be hearing a lot about this game.
Right. What about you, Hermes? Any of those stick out to you?
I guess I don't know enough about Final Fantasy 16.
Okay.
I enjoyed 15.
Yeah, you've always been the one that's told me to play it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Does 16 follow 15?
No. In Final Fantasy fashion, no, not at all. I don't. It's more medieval fantasy than it is modern anything, right?
All about the gods, right?
Yeah, so it's huge on like the summons. This time around, that's where their big spectacle is with summons. And I think in some of the trailers you could even control them, like you were actually fighting as them instead of just summoning them to do their one thing and fuck off.
Interesting.
Which is kind of neat. That'll be a fun little thing. But from my understanding, I think it's a PS5 exclusive.
Yeah. So that'll probably be one that I watch gameplay on, but not necessarily play.
I'm sure it comes to PC in the year and a half or whatever mark they have over there at Sony of when they release their games on PC. But
well, yeah, because they just announced Ratchet and Clank, right?
Yeah, which is huge. I think I still hate the gap. I really do. And that's just, I think, only because Microsoft's approach is day in and day out, right? You just, it comes out on PC the day one, you get it. That's what it is. Which for them makes sense, but I don't know. I wish Sony would get on it a little bit more. It's cool to see him coming, but like Ratchet and Clank is kind of old news to now at least, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You'd love to think like, oh, they're just taking their time working on the port. But then like when The Last of Us port came out, it was not good at all.
Yeah.
So,
it's like, can you blame that on, can you give them that benefit of the doubt? No, unfortunately, it seems like track record, you can't. I was trying to think, were there any others that performed poorly like that one when they released? I don't think so. Because I know
the Uncharted stuff go. I didn't play it on PC.
That's a good question. Yeah, I forgot all about. I didn't hear about it, so maybe okay. Not nearly as much as I did Last of Us.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, no, I didn't hear anything about Spider-Man or Miles or anything. I think Miles is on there. Yeah, so interesting. I think that's a hard cop out. You can't really give it to them if you're like, oh, they're working on it and it's dog shit, and you're like, okay, well.
Uncharted PC port has the lowest player count of any Sony game. That was one of the headlines.
So which one was it? Was it the collection?
Legacy of Thieves collection.
Yeah, so it would have taken like 1, 2, and 3, and then possibly some of the offshoot stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh my goodness. So June is just huge. I know I'm going to be probably hopping into Street Fighter. I've been looking for a new fighting game, so it's good to have one, especially on that caliber on the market. Diablo 4, me and my wife are going to go through that. She's very excited. I can't wait for that one too. So it's going to be a good time. On Tuesday, we'll start playing that. And then
They have like their 4-day early thing, right? Aren't
yeah,
people
that
playing
started
today?
yesterday, I think. Yesterday at
Yesterday?
some point, I think. Yeah, if you bought the most expensive edition, you got 4 days early
Yeah.
or whatever. So that'll be cool. I'm gonna probably pause on the horror games, Amnesia and Layers of Fear. I don't see a whole lot of desire right away to jump into those. Dark Descent. I mean, I feel like I've played a ton of those. 4-player co-op horde mode shooter games. You know what I mean? So that is what it is. And then my whole kick lately with being a weeb and playing these Final Fantasy games. I don't think I'll play it right away, but maybe eventually. But I kind of want to play 15 for whatever reason first. I just got Crisis Core today. So we'll have to see what goes on. But yeah, June just seems to be becoming a huge month, just across the board. This year in general, though, with scores, right? It's you have two extremes. You have all the games that are coming out as great and fantastic and like game of the year caliber. Everything but Zelda's Tears of the Kingdom.
Wow. Wow.
But you also get the other side of the coin where you have all of these games that are coming out at like the absolute doing terrible, right? So you've got a lot of people are saying, is this the best game the year for gaming? And we're only halfway through, and who knows what the second part's going to hold. I don't know if you guys feel that way. It's hard to compare, video game years to each other, but it feels like a pretty strong year this year so far. I don't know if you guys have, because I mean, Knick-Knack with you specifically, Tears of the Kingdom, and not necessarily playing the other games, but a lot of people are talking pretty highly about, Diablo, Tears of the Kingdom. Hi-Fi Rush was well regarded at the beginning of the year. There's some other ones I'm completely blanking of because I feel like I've just been talking about other stuff so much and just forgetting about the stuff at the beginning of the year. But it feels huge. Do you guys feel that way, or Hermes, do you feel that way, or is it just me? I don't know.
Not necessarily, just because, like, I don't know. There's been no showstopper for me yet.
Okay,
I guess
that's fair. What would blow your socks off, right?
that stupid Dokkaebi game. Give me that game.
So that released this year, that would you be like, holy shit, it's
Yep.
actually picked up for you. Okay, you personally, at least, you think that would kind of set you off. Knick-Knack, is there one for you that would release this year that you would kind of blow your socks off, or even maybe be announced? I'll even extend it to that.
Oh, if I got a year for the new Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, so they were like just a short little teaser that came out and it said 2025. You'd probably, okay, greatest year ever. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my god, can't wait for 2 years. It's gonna be great. I think for me, if it with Starfield coming out this later this year, that's exciting. Diablo 4 is huge. Yeah. No, there was a special controller that leaked ahead of their showcase for Starfield that it looks kind of cool. I forgot to actually include that, but that leaked out. Apparently there was box art just sitting on a store shelf somewhere in the UK, so that was kind of cool on them, I guess.
I think that I will be more hyped for Starfield when I see Todd Howard on stage.
Oh, so you think after the direct for
Yeah,
them talking about it and
because
deep
I'm
diving?
such a Todd Howard fanboy.
Yeah, Todd God is pretty great.
I think that'll bring me back to Starfield and being hyped for Starfield.
Because you kind of went through a roller coaster with that game specifically, where you're like, holy shit, Starfield is life. That's what I'm going to be playing. And then you're like, oh, okay, it's all right. Maybe I don't have any faith in him. And as soon as Todd Howard gets on and starts talking, you're like, okay, Daddy Todd, let's see what you got. What do you got for me, right?
Dude, that man just opens his mouth and he can fix any worries.
So yeah, I think I'm hoping they do kind of hit home with that presentation. So it'll be very important, right? I think you got to do that after not hearing about it for so long, especially with the delays, which, if you have a somewhat decent heart, delays happen. They're okay. The game's going to come out. Just let it be what it is. But
if we get a GTA 6, even Q1 next year, or Canada's this year, oh,
that would probably,
make
it
me
would
pretty
have to be
happy.
at Game Fest, Summer Game Fest. The Keeley, somebody called it Jeff Cella, I think is what somebody called it. I think that's what I heard. King Gathalion, that's what he called it, Jeff Cella.
That's funny.
And I've heard a bunch of Keeley 3, and I've heard all these other things, man. It's just been crazy.
I like Keeley 3.
That's a good one, right?
Yeah.
But I think that would be the time for Rockstar to kind of just put out a teaser, trailer, whatever it is. Do the year thing like you mentioned before.
You know what? Make a Red Dead show.
Oh,
Tell me you're making a show.
Yo, that
I'll be
would
sold.
yeah, I'd be down for that. That'd be
Aw.
sick.
who do you cast? So wait, okay, Red Dead show 1, 2, or just a new story somewhere else in the universe?
Oh.
Because Last of Us has shown that you can kind of stick to the material, right, and do well.
Yeah, but this is the weird thing of they made them backwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the voice actor for Arthur Morgan kind of looks like him. So you
What's his
wouldn't
name?
have to go that far
Roger
away.
Clark. I think Roger Clark.
Yeah.
Mm.
You wouldn't have to go that far away if you cast him, but they probably wouldn't.
Just like a Joel Troy Baker thing.
Yeah,
Granted,
'cause
they don't look
yeah.
alike.
No, they do
don't
not.
quite look the same. Oh, hold on,
man.
real quick tangent. I'm gonna let you get back to it. Did you
Okay.
know that? Oh my God, what's his name? Mandalorian plays Joel.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. Why was I blinking on his name?
Yeah.
He doesn't
You're
do
just
a
thinking
lot.
about him.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of the stuff in the Mandalorian. Like that's not him most of the time.
Mm-hmm. I did know that.
Makes me hate the show now. I'm never gonna watch it again. No, I'm just kidding.
I guess early on he was in the suit.
And they
and
found out
then-
how hard it was to actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I had no idea. It hurts my heart just a little bit. Not enough for me to dislike it. Anyways, I'll let you continue. I'm sorry. He popped in my head when we talked about Joel. So
Yeah. You would just moment for him, please.
Roger Clark does look like Arthur Morgan.
he does. He really does.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know if I don't know if you can look up his IMDb real quick, but has he done anything acting wise, or is it just voiceover work?
I just know him doing voice work.
Right. That's the only thing I'm
He's-
familiar
He's
with.
just a British dude.
Is he
Some British
British?
lad. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. They do a
Right.
hell of
Mind blown.
oh man. Oh, I don't get it. How you can change that kind of acting is very impressive to me.
He has been in a film in 2014. He was in A Midsummer Night's Dream, and he was Duke Theseus.
Nice. He's in some new like space project, another video game.
Oh, no shit.
But yeah, we digress.
Interesting. But I think that would be cool.
He's been in a Wild West television show. Nah, they have to do this.
The
Wild
He
West.
already did it.
Was a
Resume
captain.
done.
I was in a Wild West show. That's what it's called, Wild West show. But yeah, I think Summer Game Fest would be perfect for Rockstar. If it's ready, it'd be cool to see. Obviously, would light the world on fire.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's already talking about if they get a fake trailer from a fan, they all assume it's real, and it's just like, calm down. You'll get the actual announcement sooner or later. And the account is like Rockstar 13, and they're like, okay, their account isn't going to be Rockstar 13. Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
I saw a fake leak that I want to know how you feel about, Jordan.
Okay.
I saw a fake leak for the Xbox Direct or whatever they're calling it.
Was it the screenshot that says confidential on it?
Yes.
Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah.
And then at the bottom of it says
Mhm.
Fallout New Vegas 2.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how to react. So two things will set me off. It's that, and if I get anything regarding BioShock, a new BioShock game, I'll fucking lose my mind. I'll throw a chair through my bay window. I don't know. We'll figure it out, and then send them the bill for making me do that. but I did see it, and I kind of take those things as fun as they are to talk about, like they really are. I just kind of assume they're fake, because then if I do that, it allows me still to be surprised, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I go about it. Everything I see is fake. I don't care if it says leak from a reputable source. I just tend to assume it's fake, but I did see it. There's some heavy hitters on that, that screenshot, and that New Vegas 2 would kind of make me lose my mind. So yeah,
I would honestly be super surprised if it is a thing, because that doesn't feel like their naming convention.
yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's what I don't think as well is I don't think you put it on a giant screen with it blown up. You're like confidential, and then just the way
Right.
that they list it. A lot of people are saying, I don't know, the background with the dots and everything kind of fits their scheme, and it's like, shut up, shut up. You know what I mean? You could Google search that image. That's the thing, is they would create something in-house original. They wouldn't just be like, Google cool abstract background and then copy and paste it into and then type over it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Yep.
Has AI gone too far?
yeah, yes, exactly. I actually just pulled it up here. And I would share it, but of course you've got Avowed, Starfield, Fable, State of Decay 3, Hollow Knight, Silksong, Overdose, which is the Kojima Productions game that they're working with Xbox. That's what they're saying. Everwild, finally by Rare, whatever that game is. Quake, Hellblade 2, Scalebound gets uncanceled and then apparently re-announced. Contraband, which has already been announced. Killer Instinct, I would also shit my pants about. But I would assume it wouldn't be called just Killer Instinct because they had a 2013 version of that already come out on the Xbox One. So I don't know, maybe they do something different. Wolfenstein 3, Forza Motorsport, we already know about. Some game called Midnight by TBA. Apparently they don't even know who's announcing it. That's another reason I don't think you don't know who the actual publisher or developer is.
Like
Yeah. And then it does say Fallout New Vegas 2, Halo Tatanka, whatever that is, which is probably the Battle Royale I think they're working on with Certain Affinity. Halo 3 Anniversary, so they're going to completely redo that apparently. And last but not least, Cyberpunk 2077 DLC is on there too. So I mean,
the fact that it says for Scalebound, it says exclusive and then shadow dropped, and you know that that's a game that's been canceled.
yeah, right. Yeah, that's the other thing too. And Platinum Games is also they've all mentioned that we would love to do it. We'd love to do everything. That would be fantastic. But yeah, I don't know. The list is too good to be true. Even if it had one thing on it and it was said New Vegas 2, I'd already assume it was too good to be true. So speaking of those kind of things, did you guys get a chance to watch the PlayStation showcase at all?
Yeah.
I saw clips.
Okay, so you kind of caught the
TikTok.
trailers. Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Big hitters. Spider-Man 2. Bungie is remaking or reintroducing Marathon, the games that they originally made. I think their first series of games. But overall, it didn't feel like a Sony showcase, right? It didn't feel like a Sony heavy hitter. Here's your single player, new IPs or just heavy hitters. I don't know. How'd you feel about it, Nick Nack? Because there seemed like a ton of live service games, and that's kind of off-putting a little bit.
Yeah, let me look back over, because you're right. It didn't really feel like, I mean, obviously I was excited about seeing Alan Wake.
Right.
Seeing the first 2 seconds of the new Talos Principle game. I knew it was Talos Principle, but I also felt like, why are they showing this here? This is for me, not for the people.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I got you. My wife kind of she freaked out when she saw that too. She's huge on that game.
Like Foam Stars? Why'd they call it that? I think the only one that I maybe looked familiar, but it wasn't on my radar at the time, Towers of Agaspa. I don't know how to say it.
Which that's not. I'm trying to think of. what that. Oh,
it's,
here it
it's
is. Oh,
like
okay,
the new
yeah.
survival one, co-op.
Okay.
Except they have space whales.
Yes, that one actually looks extremely impressive, though. That looks like a lot of fun.
I think that's the only one that's just like, wow, but I don't get Sony vibes from that. I get like indie PC game.
Yeah, like a PC game show showcase or future game show, one of those smaller ones. Yeah, I understand. I kind of feel that way too, because I expect now. It's funny because whenever I see, you'd also expect it at an Xbox showcase, right? Like I feel like that is something that you would see it at is ID at Xbox or whatever they do with their programs, and then you would see Game Pass or Game Preview or whatever it is. But some of these other ones just felt like it was like announcements of stuff that was already released, but now for their system or like their platform, right? So it just didn't feel like,
I just did Splatoon really need some like a competitor? I don't get it. I just don't understand why Foam Stars is.
Well, it is Square Enix, so like, they're gonna do it, and that's the thing.
Square Enix will do whatever they want.
Yes, and that's the other thing.
They're not afraid to fail.
Oh no, clearly, is that they don't. When you flood the market with a ton of these live service games, quite kind of like that, you lose. You're splitting audience, right? You're splitting audience. Squeen.
It's the more fun way to say it.
It is.
Squeenix.
You're splitting your audiences, right? So like you're asking people to leave what they've already been doing and been playing, like Destiny 2 or any of those other main stage ones. Like Splatoon is huge in Japan, right? It's massive in Japan. So it takes a lot of guts to be like, yeah, we can split that audience, no problem, easy, right? We're gonna steal some of these people to come play Foam Stars. I don't know if that's true. It's a hard thing to do. So when I saw the amount of live service games that were being announced at a showcase like this, it just felt weird that it was giving that much attention, especially from
Do you think they save stuff for Jeff Con?
I don't. There would definitely be more. I don't want to say there's more eyes because like people wait for these showcases, especially when they use the word showcase.
I mean, there were. I think I watched it on Twitch. I think there were like 100-something thousand.
Yeah, I did see that as well. And Keely's usually got. He always mentions like millions, so like I don't know what that actually means, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do you think Hermes? Do you think they're gonna wait and save some of the stuff so they're just not all their chips in one basket?
I think it depends on who developer wise has partnered with them, right? Who receives money from Sony.
Okay.
Because like there'll be PlayStation games that are announced for Summer Games Fest, right?
Right. Okay.
But just because like they might not be specifically first party.
Okay, so I was trying to look up kind of, because Keely always does, who our, sponsors or partners are for the show. Sony's on there. So, I mean, there's definitely a possibility, but so is Sega, Ubisoft, Warner Brothers, Xbox, Square Enix. You know what I mean? So like Disney, EA, Epic, like they're all kind of a part of it. So it's a huge show. So I think so. I think you're right. I mean, why not save some stuff to get recognition with more eyes possibly? But also that's your personal showcase. That's also your personal showcase. So you could have taken some of the stuff that you then attach to your name specifically and save those for his show. And then I don't know.
But also that showcase was the Spider-Man hype show.
Right.
Like everything was a CGI trailer, and then we get to the Spider-Man, and they did what felt like an eternity of gameplay. That was an entire mission.
Yeah, you were like, here's the entire middle part of the game. Here it is.
Yeah. Well, I'm also sure that I'm sure we'll get all of these trailers again during like the pre-show show.
Yeah, true.
BS.
That's a good point. Yeah. When they've already paid for the marketing to be like, okay, we'll run it again. We already did one thing. Let's do it. Were there any games that surprised you, Nick Knack, from the showcase? Or any that stuck out to you, Hermes? Either one, if you guys have any.
I just had the fucking title up, and now I gotta look it back up. So Nick, you go.
Yeah, I think just the surprising one, because it looks in like more of a state where I want to play it, is that Towers of Agasba.
Mhm.
Agasba? It's Agasba, right?
I think so. I'm gonna give it to you. Let me check the judges. Yeah, it
Mhm.
is. It is.
Nice, thank you. Yeah, that's I'm looking forward to that now, but obviously, I was looking forward to Alan Wake 2 for a while. So, Woo.
What about did you the game Neva or Neva? I don't know how to spell it. It's the developer behind Grease, that pastel art style video game. GRIS. I didn't know if that
Gris?
one.
Yeah, Gris.
Yeah, Gris. Okay. So I didn't know if that game looked any appealing to you at all. The thing is, you didn't get gameplay. It was more like, here's a super sad introduction to our game.
That told me everything I needed to know about that
Right.
game.
You're like, okay, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, they're like, okay, so yeah, we tell stories about tragedy,
Yeah.
in poetry, and then we have kick-ass music that goes along to it,
Right.
that makes you cry.
Yeah. So
I'm like, cool,
enjoy.
cool. Can't wait for this one about loss.
Were you a big Journey person for the PlayStation?
I don't have it on PlayStation. I have it on PC.
Yeah. Okay. But did you like enjoy it enough as much as everybody else talked about it when it first released?
Probably less.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I didn't, because Sword of the Sea was a kind of a heavily inspired by that, which was announced there too.
Yeah.
Hermes,
you find the name of that game?
Yes.
There
So
you go.
I'm excited to see if this game stands out. Immortals of Avium, I believe it's pronounced.
Yes. Yep.
Because
Mhm.
the initial release, right? Everybody's like, eh. So I want to see how they make themselves stand out, because if they take the idea and run with it, they could do good.
Mhm. For those who don't know, that's kind of a first person two-handed
Magic shooter.
Yeah, exactly. So it's unique, but also the cutscenes that they showed, absolutely fantastic. I think it's UE5, if I'm not mistaken.
So. Yeah.
It's hard. It would be amazing if it wasn't, because it looked that good. But somebody said on Twitter, they were like, is Immortals of Avium, is it the Hexen? Do you guys remember the game Hexen? It's an older game. You might have to look it up.
That sounds familiar,
but
actually.
It's an old kind of like PC game that is Hexen 1 and Hexen 2 were the two that I played. But they said this is like a spiritual successor to that type of game where you had the magic and that kind of stuff. So I was like, as soon as somebody made the comparison, I said, I'm down. I'm in. You just brought in a game from my childhood and connected it somehow. I'm probably going to play it now. So that's just
game.
Well done.
Oh, God. October 30th, 95.
Yeah.
It was played in slideshow pieces.
I have it on Steam. That's so good. It is so good. Maybe I'll buy it for you guys and make you guys play it. That'd be great.
Oh boy, you know what? I was alive for that game, so yeah, sure, I played it.
Yeah, I did. I'm scrolling through this list. I mean, Metal Gear 3 remake. That's kind of cool, right? We'll see what that looks like.
Obviously, RE4.
Wait, in VR?
Yeah.
Yeah, those games deserve to be in VR. Like those are really, really well done. I'm trying to see here. Dragon's Dogma 2 was pretty awesome. I mean, that's a cool announcement.
I just remembered what Nick did recently.
Oh.
The fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre game.
Yeah. I was trying to find out a way to sneak that in somewhere.
Wait.
Yeah.
You played it?
Hermes and I played the technical test. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was last weekend.
You do it. That's something you get invited to, right? Or like you sign up for?
Yeah, you sign
request
up for it.
Oh, okay.
And they come back 24 hours later.
Like, you can have it.
I got mine really quick. Hermes got his pretty quick, and we had another friend who got theirs not quick at all.
Oh man. Okay. Well, they probably heard of you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's sure.
That's what it is.
Well, I tattooed on my arm TCM. Yeah. So.
Oh man, what'd you guys think? I want to hear about it because I watched play it a little bit, but I want to hear what you guys think.
Hermes?
It was okay. I had a lot of it was not optimized for my machine, but I'm running an older graphics card.
Okay.
So like, you know,
Yeah.
what do you expect?
Right.
Yeah. But it
I-
was fun.
yeah.
I mean, it was chaotic as shit.
Yes.
So in
I have
comparison, yeah.
fun.
So I know it's. I guess explain what the game is. What the game, because that's a pretty popular genre due to Dead by Daylight nowadays. So
Go for it,
Mhm.
Nick.
Yeah, so it's an asymmetrical horror game, which you hear a lot. But in this case, it's a 4v3. No, I guess we should say 3v4, right? Because it's about the
Yeah.
family. Family.
Vin Diesel's in it. No, Dom Toretto.
Yeah, so Dead by Daylight is getting Nick Cage, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre is getting Vin Diesel.
No shot. I got
And
friends.
so
I got family. Oh my god.
you're playing through maps that have characters from like a whole myriad of different movies.
Okay.
Is what it seems like. And the premise is, God, the game opens up, I think like one of the movies does, or maybe all the movies do that, where like, oh, someone's gone missing, blah 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 blah.
Okay.
And they allude to the crazy family. And so it's like you're trying to either kill all of the victims, or as the victims escape. But the fun thing about this part is you have different abilities and different escape methods. So there's like main backyard escapes, and then you can activate a basement exit, which you have to get different objectives throughout the map to power a fuse box to power it. Or there's the water tank. What is it called?
Yeah.
Water something?
Pressure gate?
pump, water pump gate.
Water pump
Yeah.
We
gate.
got there. I think
Sounds
we
like a
got there.
controversy. Not water pump gate.
And so you have to like it's held shut because of the pressure of the water. You have to like turn that off or something like that, or turn that on something backwards. I don't know, but it's fun. I had fun. It is the first time I think playing a horror game that I've been scared.
Oh,
that
no
something
shit.
is happening.
Yeah. So my biggest thing is do not go into it thinking Dead by Daylight. For the love of God, it does not play like that game at all.
Not
It'd be
even
kind
close.
of, yeah, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure if
First
you
of all,
do that. Yeah.
There's team chat.
Oh,
Yeah. Proximity based team chat,
Oh.
which is sick.
that's awesome. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it like there's not cutscenes, right? That's not the right wording. But like
It feels
there is-
cinematic.
yeah, it's a cinematic game. You're playing a horror movie, which is really cool.
That's unique as hell. Yeah, yeah. That's something different than all the other ones have done, from
Mhm.
my understanding. Like Friday the 13th, I don't think did that right. That was just kind of a one-off game.
But yeah, I don't. Well, it might have like similar players. Like people will play both games. I don't think they're competing for the same audience, really.
Okay.
Like they are two different types of
Probably a
games.
smart idea. Yep.
Yeah.
Very smart
Yeah.
idea.
And they can't play the same. Like when you're in Dead by Daylight, there is a skill difference of being able to outrun someone who is progressively faster than you. In this other game, you don't like, there are similar areas where you could maybe juke and stuff, but it is not the same.
And it's super funny because you could easily tell when you were playing in a lobby because after you die, you have spectating, right? You can tell in a lobby who plays Dead by Daylight because they were spinning in circles.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Oh,
Yeah, really, the only complaint that I have, minus the optimization clearly, is in the technical test, which I assume will not be the case. There was no way to group up with friends.
okay. Yeah, it'd be pretty important to do that, I feel like.
Yeah.
So do you have the option to pick? Like you get to, so when you queue into a game, do you get to set like a preference? I want to be the family or the victims? Or is it, how
Or
does that
both.
work? So you just set either? Like, oh, what, you can throw me in whatever you want?
Yeah, there was like quick
Nice.
play, family, or victims.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So they'll just throw you into, here's the quickest game we can get you into. How was that though, getting into a game?
Getting into a game easy.
Okay.
People sticking around for the game to start. not so much. It was very clear that
Interesting.
there was no way to select characters. Like
Oh,
in this
okay.
technical test, it just
Hmm.
randomly assigned the character, and it was very clear that people had people that they liked to play.
Ugh.
Yeah, look at you,
Yeah.
Connie mains.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are
That's
definitely
awesome.
some abilities that were way better than others.
Do you
way
catch
more broken than others, I would say.
do you
Yeah.
guys catch yourselves playing it after everything? Like, will you buy the game when it comes out?
I'm interested in it.
I'm also interested as long as lobbying with friends is
Right, an
available.
option.
I would
Yeah.
assume it would be, right?
Mhm.
It was just
Right.
weird that it wasn't there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that does seem kind of strange. So
Yeah,
did you
this
guys
felt more like a stress test than anything.
Yeah.
I got you. So you didn't get to play together, or was it just by random chance that you did?
No, we
queue
actually
at the
took
same times?
turns and
Oh.
streamed to each other.
Ah, I got you. That's cool.
We tried
That's
the
really
brute
cool.
force queuing. It did not work.
Well, I think we're
That's
on different
awesome.
servers. I think
Yeah.
ultimately is
Oh,
what
I understand. Yeah, that would probably do it.
Yeah.
Cool. No, that's awesome. I'm glad to get your guys' perspective because I was looking into it and I watched, like I said, other people play, but talking to you guys about it, it sounds fun. And almost different enough, right? Than the other ones.
Yeah, I would say absolutely.
Even the, what is it, Video Horror Society or whatever that game's called too. Is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
They set themselves apart from even those types of games too. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah, where VHS had a gimmick, this just feels different.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you see what's the future look like, I guess? I mean, prediction wise, for that game in roadmap almost of content, do you think there's enough? Because Dead by Daylight was its own thing, introducing, like you said, they have a plethora of horror villains
Licensed
and
killers,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like they can go to, but this is a game named after a franchise. You're not going to see Michael Myers probably in this game. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like that
don't-
kind of
Mhm.
stuff.
I truthfully don't think there's a whole lot of headroom. There's probably like cosmetics, right, for the
Right.
different victims.
Yeah, and maybe in new maps, because there was no sawmill or anything, you know.
Mhm.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
But like, yeah, in that regard, it could get stale.
So unless
I'll
they
be-
keep up with maps and things, are they randomized or are the maps like the same every time are they generated when you go into it, or is
There's
it the
like
same?
3.
Yeah, there were set maps. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's not the inside of the house, the basement, the outside is not going to change. It's going to be the same every
Yeah,
time you
no.
load into it.
Right.
Okay. All right. I gotcha.
I'm interested to see how this game performs in comparison to the Outlast trials, because that feels like its most similar competitor.
Yeah.
Outlast Trials. Yeah, have you either
Yeah.
one of you played that?
Yeah, we both did a test.
Damn, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Forget what else we have on this list. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I wanna hear about that.
It's split screen beta tester.
It's October. Let's talk about all the horror games we've been playing. God. Whoever wants to start. I mean, I'd love to hear about that because that's also something I did not see somebody play, but I heard people talking about.
I think my enthusiasm for the game really drove my experience on that one. Like I
Yeah.
was so jazzed for it, and when it came out for testing, it had near nothing.
Okay.
Like it was very evident that yes, there will be more in all these different facets. But like just the small taste, God, it was so fun.
It
That's
was
good.
very fun. I mean, it was an Outlast game that you could play with friends, and the whole concept is that they're going to, like, I don't know if I think it's monthly release different maps.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
Holy
it's
shit.
just a good concept all around.
Even a rotation of like previous ones, like to keep the
Yeah.
game fresh would
Yeah.
be nice, right?
Also, that releases in like a few weeks, right?
Yeah, pretty soon, I think.
Outlast
I
Trials?
just-
It wasn't on
Yeah,
the
I
list
think-
here for June.
I think it's around the corner.
Is it one of those August releases? There's so many released in August. Released May 18th. Oh, it's already out.
It's already out.
It's already
Just
out.
kidding.
Okay.
We're
Yay.
recording this from the future.
Look
so
at
we
that,
have to
yeah.
take guesses.
Sorry.
The
dumb thing
Hold
to
up,
say.
I'm opening Steam. I
That's a
don't
dumb
believe
thing
that.
to say.
But I just remember like it had a good level of stress to it of like, you're on the
shit.
ground dying, but someone could have some health. But
Oh, hey, look, my first thing on Steam, the Outlast trials.
Nice.
That's it's available in early access.
Oh, early
okay.
access. That's what they want. Okay.
Gotcha. Nice.
And just like trying to outrun the what do they call them? Not monsters, killers, enemies, villains,
Mutants, I think.
mutant. Um, God, that was just like you could get like 99 heal, and you're like, nope, I'm out of gonna go take
Well,
a couple
also,
laps.
and so like it was also a puzzle game, right?
Yes.
There was stuff that you had to figure out in
So the
order to
puzzles-
progress.
Oh, okay. So the
God,
puzzles
that
do.
tutorial messes with you.
Yeah.
So does
Like,
it feel
yeah.
like you mentioned it plays like an Outlast game that you can just play with your friends? Does it stay true to that feeling, or is it like only in glimpses of that kind of stuff, or you're
It's
sneaking
pretty
around and
fucked up
hiding?
and gory if that's what you're
Oh,
asking.
there's no way it couldn't be, right? With all the way the other two are. Oh,
Yeah.
And it's they said that their AI trains on you, right?
Yep.
Oh,
And so
shit.
as your behavior becomes predictable, you're easier caught.
Ugh.
I remember,
And that's not against other
Yeah.
people, right? The AI. So it's the three. You guys are. Is it
Yeah.
three? Three, possibly.
yeah, I think
Okay.
there are three.
I think so.
So
Want to hear
there's
the dumbest part of it?
yes.
When another computer character comes in and like invades you, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
It jumbles up a username, and
I did hear about this.
For the longest time, Hermes and I thought, so who is messing with us, dude? Someone is killing us. It is not okay. And then we took the time to read it. And we're like, oh, that's like 90% of your username.
They mess.
Yeah,
they. It's like a mimic,
it
right?
fakes you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fantastic. That is
Because
so good.
And sometimes you think it's the other person coming in to help you.
And then
Because
they,
it's just
and they
it's
stab
just
you.
slightly fucked up.
Great
Like I
job.
think
So good.
like usually knick-knack was
good.
spelled with like ones for
Yeah.
the L's.
Oh, dude.
So like it's super close.
Oh, that's
I think Hermes Akumi
fantastic.
had like an X for a K, I think, one time.
Oh.
You're like, oh my God.
Oh, I love it. Oh, if that game's early access, that's one I'll probably pick up. I had
Yep.
no idea. That's also weird too, though. I haven't heard anything. I didn't.
Yeah, I know. I kind of wondered what their current players were.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel
For
like there's
Outlast
zero
Trials.
marketing around the fact that it was going to go in early access when it did. Is it just Steam or was it multi-platform?
Oh, it's up to 4 players, by the way.
Was it multiple platforms or was it just released for Steam? I would assume.
Yes.
My assumption is going to be it's just Steam since it's early access, but I figured worth a
Let's
shot.
see.
Oh man, horror games, huh? Making a comeback.
Uh-huh.
May and June, crazy.
For the last 30 days, they peaked at 36,332 players.
Nice.
Their average player for the last 30 days is 17,962.
Sweet. That's a
They've
good amount of people.
In their first week, they sold over 500,000 copies.
Wow. That's actually compared to I don't know what their other sales would be like for that game. Because Outlast 1 and 2 were kind of I don't want to say before the boom of streaming, right? But
Yeah.
You know
it's
what I
on yeah, Steam and Epic.
Steam and Epic, so not on consoles. And I think there's a console release scheduled for that too. But I don't know. Playing it, you could use a controller, I'm assuming, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming player base will be fine there too. Cool. Awesome. Well, holy shit, I didn't know we were going to talk about those two games, and that's fantastic that we did. Any other, tests that you guys were in that you wanted to talk about that you're allowed to talk about? Nothing? Okay. I'll fresh out of tests, huh?
Fresh out of test.
I think so.
Have you guys played, totally random, the Fall Guys creator stuff yet? Level editor?
No.
I played like couple solo shows, but then they inserted some of the created stuff in there, like
No
during
way.
some of the rounds. I don't know if they were like, what do they call it? Like authorized or approved by the Fall Guys team or developer, but I think it was like, it wasn't just created by somebody else. I think it was created by the dev team, but it was just a randomized map.
Okay.
So that was kind of fun, but I have not played any of the different modes or by, Joe
I think we need to
Schmoes.
Get in that level editor. Hey,
What? What's
someone
wrong
take my username? Joe Schmo?
with Joe Schmoes? Hey, how dare you? But it was still fun. Fall. I mean, it was still Fall Guys. It's always a good time to visit and just play.
Yeah.
But I haven't taken a deep dive into the created stuff yet. So are you guys planning on watching all the upcoming showcases? Or are you guys just gonna
Like
catch
Summer
the
Games
highlights?
Fest
Yeah, I mean the Summer
general?
Games Fest, the Xbox one, they've got the PC game show. What else is there?
I'd love to watch the showcases, but being a third shifter, I'll probably
little
only
tough.
catch the highlights.
Yeah, it's a little difficult for you. I understand.
I'll probably watch Summer Game Fest.
Same day as Devolver Direct. You're not gonna watch that one? That's like your indie darling, right?
That one. I'll probably watch maybe Xbox and PC.
For those in chat, I have shared that link for you guys too. So this is kind of what we're just following their schedule. It doesn't have the times, but it definitely has the days that they are happening. So,
And then I think the rest I'll just highlight. Yeah.
I will say if Todd Howard leads the Starfield one, I will watch completely through the Starfield one.
I think that's going to be the one. Well, you'll probably get, what is his name? Peter Hines, you know, the main guy comes out and then he's like, here's Todd Howard. You know, oh, Todd Howard's finally here. Thank God.
Yep.
I'm kind of curious about the Wholesome Direct.
Yeah.
I watched that last year.
Yeah.
That's right, because you guys were talking about it on the previous split screen.
Yeah, we touched on
it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I watched that last year.
And
but you guys were right. It is very it's the Stardew Valley.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where all of those came from, like all of the Stardew Valley clones, basically.
Got you. It says, yeah, we curate uplifting, compassionate, cozy games every day and produce the annual Wholesome Direct Indie Game Showcase. So, yeah, you're gonna get. I wonder.
It's
Planet of Lana clones this year.
Yeah, it's what I like to call pastel games.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair.
You can expect that throughout that entire
showcase. Was the Artful Escape, was that on that showcase?
No.
Okay.
No,
so that's a little too thinky, maybe.
Probably.
Because these have to be like turn off your brain and just have a good time, right?
Yeah, like cozy. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Huh.
Hey, is Hazelight Studios? Are they doing anything for?
Ooh, that is a fantastic. I would assume, right? If their game is ready.
Ferris, yeah. Because I know that he's been posting on Twitter updates. I don't think he's done anything recently though.
Let me see here. Last tweet by them that's pinned. Okay, just another day at the office, April 27th, by Joseph Faris, and then Hazelight Studios quote tweeted it and said, "Co-Bork op," and then with a gif of the Swedish chef. So who knows what they're doing?
I love that they're always a mystery.
Like, they have officially gone quiet. So okay. I'm assuming hard at work. Hard at work. Maybe they have something to show. That also kind of leads to that quiet.
Don't you want to know what the next thing they're working on is?
Of course I do. I just want to see that man on the stage talking about video games.
Is it a Swedish cooking game?
Wouldn't that be something? A Swedish chef game? Oh,
because like literally their February 21st tweet is Swedish cuisine. Like the actors for the next project having a Swedish cuisine, and then it's the Swedish chef.
Maybe they've just discovered the Muppets.
He partnered with Oh no. Oh man.
Okay, well think about how dirty they did the elephant. Nothing is off limits.
True. Yeah. You're good. Everything's good to go. Are they working on a new game? Blah, blah, blah. Studio told FGC that the studio is making good progress in the title, but warned that there is still a lot more to do. That was November. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's too soon.
Yeah, we'll see. We shall see, but I definitely am looking forward to that. Summer Game Fest. Jeff has teased, let's see here, gameplay for Mortal Kombat 1. A new look at Alan Wake 2. I don't know if that means any kind of I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be a gameplay. I hope, because I feel like we've seen 2 now. 2. Well, that game comes out in October. We got to see gameplay, right?
We had like a promo trailer, and I think this most recent one I would categorize as kind of a story trailer.
Right. Okay. Probably in-game engine, but not actual gameplay. So that's what I think we're hoping for there. And if it's going to be anywhere, Jeff will have it. And then they also mentioned his given, Keely's history of game reveals. It wouldn't be surprising if Kojima Productions Death Stranding 2 from Software's Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, and Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree also makes an appearance. So I don't know. I
could see that happening.
They usually, that's where the most people are, but he seems to have From Software in his pocket, which is great. It's good. It's a good developer to have in your pocket. It says the event will feature games from more than 40 publishers and developers. So, of course, it's going to be a large show. Probably take a while. Expect the fluff. You always know there's going to be fluff in the middle, commercials, whatever it might be. So it's irritating when they're saying like, "Oh, I could do without the commercials." Okay, well then the entire show would not happen if nobody was paying for it, right? So
also they need time to set up some stuff, like
get the next people on the here's the next one. Yeah, exactly. So,
how are we gonna know if you can throw a football 10 yards? That's why we need those IGN cuts.
Back to the announcement of the Sony thing. Did you guys catch the Project Q announcement for them? The handheld.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
What did you think?
I think it was really weird after we just talked about on the last split screen. The clone.
Yes. Yeah.
It yeah. What were your initial? You said it was weird, but like, what are your initial thoughts on the actual product itself?
I kind of think it looks good. Those headphones look really dumb.
Yes. Okay. I'm glad you felt that same way that I do. So if you don't know what Project Q is, so if you take a DualSense controller from the PS5, snap it in half, take the two sides like maybe Joy-Cons, maybe some Joy-Cons, that's what you could call them, and then throw an 8-inch screen in between, and then only allow it to work. Well, not work, only allow it to play games over Wi-Fi.
Hot take.
Yeah.
It's the PSP.
Exactly. You know what? I saw an image. Somebody took the Project Q of the two controllers on the screen and then put the fuse stuff from Tears of the Kingdom. Like somebody had just made it in that game, and I chuckled because it was very, very funny. But it only works as like a PlayStation. What do they say? PlayStation Now, I think. Or no, Remote Play. I'm sorry. Sony will release its own Remote Play based handheld device, which is, if you know what Remote Play is, like the games have to be installed on your PS5, right? So you can't take this. I don't think this thing is something you can take to. I don't know Remote Play a whole lot. I don't understand it. It's not cloud gaming. It's not any of that, but I think as long as you're over Wi-Fi and your PS5 is connected to that, you can play the games that are on there, but I'm not sure.
It's your same connection, right? You can't be like at a friend's house connecting to your PlayStation.
Which, if I'm at my house playing games on an 8-inch screen, why am I not playing wherever that PS5 is? So I think it's a weird thing.
Feels like a very niche product.
Yes, it's not. Yeah, you could say that the PSP and the PS Vita had more.
This is a rich people product.
Sure. Yes. If you a privileged person product, there you go. It's a PPP.
Totally not. That doesn't mean anything else in any other context ever.
But it just seems, like you said, niche. So I didn't know what you guys thought about that.
I do like the design though. I think it looks pretty cool.
It does. The controller does feel good when you're holding it though. Like, so I would assume that feels pretty much similar when you have a screen just in the middle of it. So, so I have some news for you guys. News you may not want, maybe news that you had no idea is coming. I titled it "News You Didn't Ask For." So,
hey, could I get some news I didn't ask for?
Of course, I got some. Yeah, I got some right here. If you were wondering, man, why have they not made a movie about John Madden yet? And then you were thinking, if they did make said movie, they should take this person to play him.
Yeah, I'd be thinking, here's a guy.
Here's a guy. Here's a guy.
Here's a guy who could play him.
Will Ferrell might star as John Madden in the Madden movie. First guy I think of when I think of NFL coach, Will Ferrell. Obviously. Look at him in semi-pro,
He's
right?
triple the height of John Madden.
Yeah. Yes.
Who's that comedian who he does a spot-on impersonation and honestly with a wig could probably believably be John Madden?
Caliendo, Frank Caliendo?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. He does awesome impersonations.
Be him.
Yeah, just do
Ask
it.
him.
Go be John Madden.
Okay. I honestly don't believe you need to be an actor to pretend to be John Madden.
Right. Yeah, you can just be him. Just fill in permanently. So yeah, it's just one of those things I wanted to mention, that another video game adaptation, if you want to call it that. I don't know if it's going to be focused on the game in that story or if it's going to be more focused on the actual life, because he was a coach, he was a broadcaster, he was all that kind of stuff. So I guess we'll see, but
They don't
It
even
has
look
to
like
be
each
called
other.
Here's a Guy, right?
yeah.
Here's a Guy.
No, here's a guy.
They don't
So
look like
good.
each other. What is the angle here?
What?
Big name to get people
Okay,
to see it. I think
is that
maybe
it?
that's
Because I'm
gotta
not a
be.
sports boy, so I don't under fucking
Yeah.
stand.
Neither is
It's
Will
like
Ferrell.
Dude, it literally okay. I'm trying to find like any approximation of a height. Here we go. Okay, we'll use this box.
Okay.
This. Oh, in the camera. This will be here. This is more appropriate.
There,
This will be
that's
Will
fine.
Ferrell.
Hey, Will
Okay,
Ferrell.
this will be Will
Yep.
Ferrell. And then this will be John Madden. Like, why?
Yep.
He's
He's gonna do the entire movie on his knees, just waddling back and forth on his knees, like, oh yeah, I'm
It's gonna
playing
be
John
like
Madden.
Farquaad.
Yeah, this
Fucking
guy.
Shrek the musical.
Yeah, here's a guy.
like, we know how big of a
hmm.
basketball and tennis fan Will Ferrell is.
Right.
And he looks like he could play both the sports.
Yes, he did. Didn't you see Semi-Pro? Come on, it was great.
Semi-pro, bro.
But yeah, so that's news you didn't ask for. So I told you. Now you're aware of it. Coming
Yeah,
to
man.
theaters near you.
Dude, this is gonna be your new segment, like the teeny tiny movie reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, news you didn't ask for.
Now I gotta come up with a segment, guys.
you need a bit?
On to new one. Next topic here. There's a new 2023 award for worst game, and it's a new game. It's a little game from a little franchise that doesn't have much following. Doesn't have a cult following, but in the books or the movies or anything. So it's not very popular. It's really just a shot in the dark kind of a game. Lord of the Rings, Gollum. Studio issues an apology for the game on Twitter. Hello, friends. Hello.
Why is he a
Suspicious user. What?
T-Money, you're being monitored. I don't know why.
It is too bad it doesn't put that like down here, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That is so great. But yes, so Gollum came out. Would you guys like to know the Metacritic score for that?
Can we
I
take
would.
a guess?
Yes, actually, yes, I will. Go ahead.
Okay.
Nick Nack.
And is this, do you think if this is before or after these review boards have started using filtering to filter out the review bombs? This score.
I'm going to assume after.
Okay. 20. 20 out of
You're
100.
20, okay. 20 out of 100. Hermes, what do you got?
Oh God. 40. Fuck it.
Okay. Well, if this was Price is Right, Nick Nack would win.
Oh my God. Wow.
It
Is
is
it like 5 or something?
it's no, it's 35, right?
35.
So, well, that's critic, right? That's critic reviews. User score 1.1.
1.1.
So, yeah, move over Redfall is kind of the way I titled it in our little document. But
That's a horrible score.
yeah,
that's really bad.
That's not great. You would 100% agree if you played the game. I watched a little bit of it. I've caught Dan's gaming on Twitch, and then a lot of his TikToks just came up algorithm wise. But
Hey, shout out twitch.tv.
so funny. Some of the shit that game does is absolutely. Yes, I'm a bad person. I wonder why Twitch hates me.
I don't know how to turn it off.
It's off
just
now.
turned it off.
That is so
you
funny.
did?
That
Okay.
is fantastic. Oh, Price is Right closes without going over.
Like I was looking for he's never been timed out or banned. It's just
Suspicious.
Was it me?
No.
Did I do it at
Like,
some point?
Get him out of here.
No. You know what? I did it.
There it is. There it is.
No, I'm just
It's all coming to what?
when they first introduced it, I think he was my test dummy because I was just like, I think I was talking to him or something.
Didn't he also?
Wow.
Wasn't it?
I played the long con on myself.
That is
Good
fantastic. Who did
Thank you,
that to
Timo.
you? It was me. Okay. Compared to, let's do Redfall. Redfall is a 56 like critics score, right, and a 3.4 user.
Mm-hmm.
So that's crazy. That is just something that is. You thought that was going to be the lowest, like, I don't want to say AAA, but it technically was touted as a AAA game coming out.
So what's the difference? I mean, I don't want to be rude, but that model for Gollum looked not good.
I think that's what it is. If I go back here and actually click the link for the apology, this is gonna fucking blow your mind as well. If they bring it up, they do. Okay, so I'm gonna share the link in chat. There's also a clip or a kind of a link to their Twitter post. A few words for Lord of the Rings Gollum. If you click on that and you go to their little, developer thing that has their apologies all look the same. If you read the first line of their apology, let me read it to you real quick. It says, "Dear players, we would like to sincerely apologize for the underwhelming experience many of you have had with," and I quote, "the Lord of Ring Gollum."
No.
And then they put TM for trademark. When that thing isn't the thing that it is, it's not the Lord of Ring. They didn't even put the Lord of, or they didn't put the Lord of the Rings.
God. So
they spelled the entire thing wrong and then put a TM on it.
Fucking Forbes called them out on that.
But then also
amazing.
In the title, the header, it says the Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Yes.
They have. So not only did they completely destroy the game, they also don't know what the game is called.
They're apologizing for another game they were working on.
Yeah.
Dude, they spell it correctly in the next fucking paragraph.
Yep. The Lord of the Rings. Yes. When they're talking about the fans, they'll spell it correctly. When we're talking about the game they trademarked, no, not a chance. Not a chance in hell. But basically the issue with the game is it is a terribly optimized, looks graphically pathetic, right? Now it looks like a 360 PS2 kind of game.
I just pulled up, because I haven't seen anything about this game.
Right.
I just pulled up the gameplay trailer that was released. This looks like a 2007 game.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, that's the issue, is it didn't even do those games well, right? In today's day and age. So I guess good on Redfall. No longer the joke of the year, which is great. Good for them, right? I guess that's awesome. Xbox can hang their hat on that one. Thank God Gollum came out, right?
It's crazy that one, because they've been releasing stuff about this game for a while, right? Like everyone has known what this looks like, and they didn't like Sonic it,
No, yeah.
Like,
we're gonna
go
delay
back
it
and like, oh, okay, maybe I can fix this.
Yeah.
Or, oh, good PR stunt.
Yeah.
I got you. Like, they didn't do that. They didn't proofread anything, obviously. Like that's I think that's job number 2 of the PR team, is make sure that we're talking to the public, but also make sure we're talking about it correctly.
Yeah, exactly. And that's part of it too, is somebody they were trying to name the games after what they actually were. Like somebody called Redfall Turdfall, right? And just what it was. and someone was like, "This game has to be called The Lord of the Rings Gollum instead of Gollum." Got him. So
The Lord of Rings got him.
Yeah. The Lord of Ring. God, I can't get over that apology post when I didn't even use the right name. But yeah, so there's a new game out there that is the laughing stock of the year so far.
This claims that it is the lowest score for a recognizable IP game.
I'm definitely not surprised. Maybe it should be on Game of the Year list. Maybe it's going to be one of those games you look back and you're like, wow, that was a cult classic, right?
I hope so.
That was a game.
That was a game that released in
The Lord of Ring.
in
The Lord of
2023.
Ring.
Maybe it's going to spawn a spinoff. You know what? This is going to sound terrible, but it sounds like one of those dumb, like porn parodies of an actual
Oh,
franchise. What it
Hey, so,
sounds
like-
like.
Real talk though, if you are as a developer apologizing for your game being bad, why did you release it?
Yeah, if you can craft that message fast enough to be like, we shouldn't have done this. Okay, well then, exactly right. Why'd you release it? It has to be because delays cost nothing but more money, and
Yeah.
you had how much time? There's no excuse for the way that game looked and performed. Right? Redfall still looked good, but it just wasn't fun. That's different than what this game came out was just like a pile of trash. So that's probably worse
It was
off in this
the
one.
fiery pits of Mordor.
Exactly, it was. Somebody took a
Like this.
giant poop and it came out this.
Every review, I think, writes itself in its own quotes.
Somebody's review on Steam was no. No. Like 1 star, would not recommend or whatever it is, and they're like, no. All right. Last topic, I think, depending on how long you guys want to geek out about it. I did see this today, and I wanted to make sure I brought it up because you guys are critics. Is that what they call the fans of that? Are they critics, or what are they called?
Did you say critics? I'm hurt.
I don't know.
I'm hurt.
You rollers, the rollers.
Critter.
Oh, critters.
We're
Got
cute
it.
little bugs, Jordan.
We're cute little bugs, damn it. But Hermes, I'm gonna hand this off to you. Do you have the link? I can send it to you in chat if you don't.
Yeah, send it to me in chat.
Boom, there you go. So I'll let you take care of this and let you guys geek out, and I'll ask questions as I see fit, because I have no idea about what it is, but it's a big part of this stuff in your guys' interest. So
Candela Obscura, the next live streaming series, Jesus Christ, from Critical Role, premiered last Thursday, so not yesterday, 2 Thursdays ago.
Okay, the 25th.
Premiered 2 Thursdays ago.
No, you're right. Last Thursday. Well, we had a Thursday in between.
Right.
It's
whatever you want to say. It premiered on a Thursday. It was a Thursday night.
Hey, Thursday in the past.
Sorry.
Why did we let me talk? Anyway, and they recently released. This is a new RPG, and they recently released a quick start guide for it.
Have you guys watched the quick start guide, or is that something you watch if you're going to be? What is that? I guess, what is the quick start guide?
I believe
achieve.
So think of, if you're thinking of Dungeons and Dragons, because the thing that we have to compare it to, right, as far as TTRPGs, it is the player handbook and Dungeon Master Guide.
Huh. So this is a
quick start guide is how to play the game.
So this is, and forgive me because I don't know. So this is a brand new
system.
It's a new TTRPG.
Interesting, like from the ground up, like just from scratch.
Yep.
Not using any other kind of like building blocks or anything from previous stuff. It's
so
like, this is what it is.
It does share components with a system called Blades in the Dark.
Okay.
So if anyone's ever played that, it'll sound a little familiar.
Nope.
But then they add, I know who I'm talking to. But then they added like cooler components for how, because the Illuminated World system is supposed to be kind of like mess with your head, horror kind of stuff. And so they're like, how do we incorporate that into your character? And so they have a scar system, which is so rad.
That sounds awesome. Just the name of it.
Yeah. And so when you take enough damage in a certain type of damage, either physical, mental, or bleed, I think they call it, which is not bleed, it's or a bloody, it's like a psionic damage. They do you start getting a scar, and when you get a scar, it changes your character, and then your abilities change. So what you were used to be good at is now fundamentally changed. And then if you get more scars than you can handle, which I think is 3, then you're just dead. But
Wow.
like
That
every
sounds
time you
neat.
get a scar, you fall unconscious. And like, it leaves room for more narrative stuff. It's cool. I like it.
Is this something you guys find yourself like you would see yourself playing? I assume. Or
I
no?
don't know enough. I mean, for sure, I don't know enough about it yet.
Got you. Okay.
I have not actually, like, I saw the announcement trailer for it.
Right.
I have not actually delved into it yet.
Is it all the same people, like from Critical Role, or is it new people?
Friends of the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
I
Oh, they're
so
critters.
anymore with Critical Role, right? Is like you have like Laura Bailey, Ashley Johnson, Liam O'Brien, Taliesin, Sam, like everybody that you know, but also you kind of have a Critical Role extended universe, basically. Cast of characters.
Yeah.
And so it's all of them if you are encompassing their typical
I got you.
people that they have on the show.
I understand. Okay. Yeah, because I've seen other faces sitting at the tables playing and doing other stuff. So I've in whatever clips or TikToks or whatever I find myself seeing, because I can't seem to get away from them, which is fine. That's fine. I like little doses. I'll take the little doses here and there.
I would probably play a quick jaunt of it, because it's a system based off of narrative RP as opposed to combat system, which D&D is based off of a combat system.
Okay.
So think more. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but City of Mist. Are you familiar with that at all, Jordan?
No.
So City of Mist, just quick rundown. It's more of and this is what I do, not this is what I want to do.
Okay, I understand. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it sets itself. It's different enough, right? Is what you're saying? Than what D&D is.
So D&D is a D20 system.
Okay.
Made from combat encounters, and then they incorporate role playing. Is how the system is based around. This, on the other hand, is a D6 system that is based off of role playing first, and bad things can happen to you, kind of depending.
Okay, gotcha.
But not.
Okay.
It doesn't feel as much luck based.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
A lot of these D6 systems are, I'm good at what I'm good at, and so I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So it premiered already, right? It's damn, they are busy.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like when I think about it, because like these, I'm assuming this is also equally as long, right? Of a session, I'm assuming, or no.
Yeah, I think it was still like 4 hours.
Jesus Christ. Holy cow.
They redo all of their set dressings, which is like, that's a big undertaking.
Good for them.
And costumes. They're all in costume.
I'm looking at the image now with the 6 of them. Matt Mercer's in his chair, and obviously, and I'm assuming that's kind of the aesthetic or style, right? So like D&D is kind of like the fantasy, dragons, monsters, barbarian, all that kind of stuff, right? So that's kind of the aesthetic, if you will.
Actually, do you have the ability for us to watch a video?
You know what? Let's see.
Because I will send the link.
Does it make you thirsty at all though?
We don't. So I'm going to switch back. So no, unfortunately not right now.
Gotcha.
Because I didn't set that one up. Good for me. Bro, I'm using NVIDIA Broadcast now. And I wasn't before, so I'd have to set all that up again. But
so pretty much what that trailer is it's a similar 1920s vibe to what we know.
Professional streamer.
but it's an adjacent world
Damn you.
where magic has a potential to wreak havoc, but in like a Lovecraftian sense, maybe
Okay.
slightly. I don't know about monsters yet, but
Right.
mentally, absolutely.
That's awesome. I think that's cool. That's huge, obviously. So back to that. Remember the whole big controversy? What was it? I can't remember the name of them. But it was like the main thing revolving around D&D. That what was it called? I'm sorry. I know.
Oh yeah, you heard me mistake.
Like with Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah,
There's
there's
one D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is all of that like taken care of, whether their entire or is it still up in the air?
Okay.
'Cause I haven't heard about it.
Hasbro still a shitty company? Absolutely, they're still a shitty company.
Okay. Yep. Got it.
But yeah.
They are not moving forward with the plans that people were upset about.
Okay. Well, I guess that's good, right? I mean, but
I mean, also, like, everybody said that they were going to sue their socks off if they fucking did it. So, of course, they dropped it.
right.
Yeah.
I'll read Section 8 put something in chat. So they retracted their statements about it. They released a new statement saying they definitely weren't going to do that, aka they're going to try it again in a year or two. So
yeah, I think
cool.
they're still working on it now with no more like because I think this came out because they sent out an employee survey or something like that, like an insider survey.
Oh shit!
It's like employees and then people who closely work with Wizards.
I'm sure it went well.
Yeah, so that's what got leaked.
Oh yeah, shit. And the funny thing is, before it even got leaked, people were like, "Hey, where is what was it called?
Open game license."
Yeah, where is the OGL for?
That's what I was looking for too.
1D&D.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just curious. So not only do delays happen in video games, but they also happen in things that shouldn't be released. That's good. That's really, really good.
Woo, business.
It's consistent. How about that?
But yeah, this Critical Role stuff, it was going on well before this debacle of designing new systems.
Gotcha.
I'm super positive about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because since they signed with Amazon to make their show, they have been removing any allusion to Wizards property.
Okay. Good for them.
And
good for them. They're kind of carrying it, right?
Yeah.
So
well, if they're going to keep making money and not share it, which I want them to do because it lets them keep doing more stuff,
right?
At a higher level, they have to do that.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you want to touch on those topics, Hermes? Do you want to kind of read about them, or do you want to save those? The ones you shared with us.
We can save them.
Okay. All right. Well, quick little preview. We're going to talk about the Sonic co-creator is a criminal, so that's pretty great. And then also, I forget what the other one was, Hermes.
The new studio, Blank.
That's right.
From CD Projekt Red.
CD Projekt Red new studio.
Red.
Former. And we're going to discuss that one in a couple weeks. Well, actually, no, we're going to be out for a while because I think Nick Nack, you are unavailable the next 2 Fridays. Is that correct?
It's true.
All right. Well, Hermes, I'm always down to do one in 2 weeks if you want to, or whenever you have time. Any Friday is fine with me. If you have the time, let me know. I'd love to do a show with or without Nick Nack or whatever.
Good God. If I could get Wi-Fi in the woods,
I mean, we're just gonna get the what's his fucking name? The new Twitch CEO.
Yeah, we're just gonna get Dan Clancy on the show.
Get him. You know what?
Yep.
I could just like put baby powder in my hair, and I think I'm almost halfway there.
You're making it. You'll go on any show that is on Twitch.
We can't make fun of him. We can't make fun of him because he'll watch this and he'll be like, "No, I don't want to go on your show."
I'm not doing that anymore.
You're perfect. You're perfect, Dan Clancy.
Yeah.
You're doing so good.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. But you know what's cool though? No one else would do this. None of the other CEOs would do this, right?
True.
No, not
so,
at all.
So like that's kind of it's like cool, but also like you also maybe dial it back a little bit because you're on everything. He was also on a VTuber
I did see that
interview. He was on one of those. Just doing
this feels like when a new principal joins a school and they go around to everything.
I love this school so much, and you're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Like 6 months, they're everywhere you see, and then they're like, "Cool, got my fill.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go actually do my job."
Yeah, yep. I'm gonna do what I was hired for.
Yeah,
done talking to the cool kids now.
I wonder if this is that case.
I feel like it. Put your face out there, get known, and put a face behind the company instead of just
It's also just interesting because, like, I'm sure Twitch has a PR team. I would
Mhm.
hope. and
He's
they're
a
just letting him do this shit.
maybe like I wouldn't. He's like, I'm doing it. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
Am I the CEO? Yeah, I think I am.
watching an interview with Emmett at TwitchCon, they have a PR team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, no, don't answer that. Change the topic. Like you could tell they were just listening, and it was way longer of an earpiece conversation than it should have
Yep.
been.
Oh man. Well, I appreciate this episode. Thank you guys. It was good to have everybody back on the show. And then Hermes, we will discuss, and we'll try to keep the 2-week cadence. If not, if it happens to be a week, I will make any kind of announcement wherever people might see it. So, but either way, thank you guys so much. What are you guys playing before we leave? What are you guys playing? Any games specifically right now? Knick-knack? What do you got?
I am
Are you still
getting
playing Tears of the
ready
Kingdom?
yes, I'm nearly done with that.
Ugh.
Come back to me.
Okay, Hermes, what about you? What have you
Okay,
been playing?
I got this. So I've been playing Civ 6
Okay.
like a ton. I
Still?
have all the
Nice.
expansions. Yeah.
Okay.
I also now have Bendy in the Dark Revival, which I'm gonna fucking play. And I'm
Oh
excited
my
for it.
god, I just saw that game the other day and I was like, why has Hermes not played this yet?
I-
Oh, that's so good.
Hangy got it for me.
Oh, what a
Hangy
nice
had it, and he's like, "I'm not gonna play this game because it's a horror game."
what a nice guy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play that. Also, if anybody in chat plays Dead by Daylight, there's like 1,000 codes. Just look them up on the internet.
Yeah.
Put those bitches in, because Dead by Daylight is having new updates coming soon-ish during this summer that are gonna be fucking fantastic.
They got their Nick Cage stuff coming out, man. They're at least gonna hear about it in July, I think.
Yeah.
I think so. So
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yep.
you're not
Could be,
kidding. There's gonna be
hopefully.
a ton of good stuff. Knick-knack, do you find it? What have you been playing? You want me to go?
I am probably going to be playing Planet of Lana here soon, which, to no one's surprise, I'm pretty excited for.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I knew that.
I love my walking sims that are pretty and make you think about things that, only an AP literature teacher would make you
You're like,
think about.
What is life, actually? Awesome. Anything you're currently playing besides, or just Tears of the Kingdom straight into Planet of Lana?
Tears of the Kingdom right now, man. But I think I've only played once in the last week and a half. So
Wow. What is wrong with you?
what's that tea, dude?
Wow.
Woo! Wow!
Green tea. Expired green tea.
Expired green tea. If anyone knows anything about why tea would ever be expired, please let me know. I'll
Bad
check
leaves.
the YouTube page too.
Bad leaves, man. Gotta get those the fresh leaves. For me, what have I been playing? I played Stranger of Paradise, the Final Fantasy Origins. It was pretty good. Chaos. Yes, exactly. It was pretty good. Great story. It kind of threw me off at the end, which was good. I didn't expect it. Gameplay was kind of just is what it is. I am going to be playing Final Fantasy VII's Crisis Core, or Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. I'll be checking that out here soon too. And then Destiny 2, of course, got me again because they released a fucking season trailer and they're like, "You want to play, don't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do."
Oh, that trailer! Even somebody who doesn't play,
Oh.
like somebody who played when it could still be beaten,
Gets me every fucking time.
yeah,
man.
that trailer was sick. It was very good.
I hate that Bungie is so good at what they do marketing wise. I hate it. I'm so upset that
I will say though that this is the one that I've predicted for a while.
Yeah.
Just the trailer.
Yeah,
Like that
I understand.
event happening. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't
Right.
seen it yet, but like that happening.
It's a big deal and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Should happen. And that's just the trailer that was at the PlayStation showcase. Where they had that trailer come through, which is, if you check it out, it's a good time. If you play Destiny and you know the main story beats and the big ones, then you're gonna appreciate that trailer too. So
That's the original
Spoiler.
story beat, correct?
not
That's
the
awesome.
original, but kind of close after. Kind of close. It's not too far into the life of Destiny 2.
Gotcha.
But yeah. So that's awesome. What else? Anything else? I'm gonna be playing Street Fighter 6 soon. I don't know how long or how soon that's going to be, but I'm looking forward to it. A fighting game coming out is always nice, especially one of that caliber. So checking that out would be a good time. But other than that, I don't. Oh, Diablo 4. Can't forget. I'm playing it with my wife. We're going to tear through that fucking game. I'm actually kind of nervous about that game and how different it might be because the battle pass what is it? The battle pass era, if you will, that is currently going on in video games.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant, right, to see how that feels, but I don't want it to be pay to win. I never want Diablo to be that way, but there's also, I don't think, any PvP. So it's like, if you buy it, it's not really pay to win if it's PvE kind of a thing, right? So who knows? We'll see. It'll be fun.
I've got another game to throw onto the radar too.
Oh, okay.
It's technically 2 months out, but Baldur's Gate 3 is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm immensely excited for it.
I mean, if we're talking about it 2 months out, Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. We're really excited for that one.
You really are. You really are excited for that. Oh man, that's so good. But as far as let me touch on a couple things. Some people are said in chat what they're playing. I think Final Fantasy 14. Let's see here. New Savage Raid tier for Section 8. Diablo 4, new season of Destiny 2. That's what Section's been playing. Rin is currently installing Diablo 4. Yeah, you and what seems like the entirety of Twitch right now. Yep. And then Project Monster says Yu-Gi-Oh, which is awesome. That Yu-Gi-Oh just apparently doesn't ever go anywhere, which is awesome. I feel like I see 10,000 of those games come out. I was just looking I don't know, I was at my local shop, like buying retro games, and for whatever reason, I saw on PS2 there felt like there was 8 different Yu-Gi-Oh games. So, I don't feel like that support is there anymore, but that's okay. Blind Jim says I'll suffer occasionally with Hermes and Civ 6. Nice. Yep. Well done. Good deal.
All right, so Nick, I have a closing question.
Okay.
The next time we come back with Split Screen, if you are not here with us, do I have permission to do the teeny tiny movie review?
Oh, yes. Let's go.
Yes.
All right.
But you have to start with, that's pretty good.
All right.
I think that's how they've always started.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty good. I had a good time. If it wasn't, you still have to say that.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. You take that and run. But
So,
if you get Dan Clancy, he has to do it.
Got you.
Nice. Even if he hasn't seen it, right?
So, tune in for the next Split Screen for the teeny tiny movie review on Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
And I will have seen it by then too, so I'll just include any nonsense that won't make any sense to his teeny tiny review. So we'll see what happens.
I will finally create the fucking spoiler alert.
Oh my god, yeah, that's been a long thing coming. I completely forgot about it myself. So all right, anything else from you guys? You guys good? Anything coming up exciting, or is that gonna do it for you?
I'm gonna fly to a movie right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. You actually do. You need to leave.
I gotta go.
You need to leave now. Okay. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you later. See you in the next week or two. Bye.